Monday, August 14th, silver gold update. 1298.10 remains the overhead resistance or a push through intermediate resistance on the weekly downtrend chart. Friday, we traded to it, but not through it. We could roll over from here, but that may be too easy and too soon. Oh, and while the algos are whacking everyone and collecting, why not continue to steamroll participants in every direction? This is a hunt for spare change into September. It's been the same the past 3 years during the summer. 1338 will present itself as the next upper target if this most recent extension holds and we break the downtrend at 1319.50. 1362 on the monthly could come into the range should we break 1338. I remain bearish the metals complex intermediate to longer term and would need to see the monthly target met and exceeded for a number of trading days in order to accept the new gold bull market. Even then, I'd be extremely cautious. We wouldn't be out of the woods by any measure with 1201 as the 618 and too many daily gaps well below the 1276 profit target. In order for this to be a healthy bull market, the 1276 would need to trade. It's quite normal and expected. 1272 is support, and failure would likely send us back to the bottom of the range at the 1201s, with bumps along the way. Support lies at 1250, 1244, 1240. Gaps can remain unfilled for years, many years in fact, within emerging bull markets. This would be the least preferred route, but simply may be how it is, wildly volatile and disorderly. A number of important factors are of concern. Crude oil has commercials lined up against it to an extreme. Silver tends to behave as crude's bird dog sniffing out the bullshit. China's imports last month fell, for the first time in a very long time. The Saudis are cutting production once again, seeing its competitors recover and begin to ramp production. For once, the Saudis are playing by production rules, while many other nations are not. In fact, they are rapidly increasing output to take advantage of higher prices. Remember, we have run from $30 to $54 and back to $50. The trend remains our friend with the silver to West Texas Intermediate crude ratio. See the chart below. Presently, silver's price will remain tied to gold. There is no miracle anti-gravity sled arriving this year. That is the same patent bullshit peddled by the silver suicide cult for 2 decades. It's disgusting and simply more nonsense. Silver's chart is completely broken. Technically, it isn't worth discussion as it's broken every support that mattered. One look at the chart below tells you everything you need to know. Silver is busted. Silver is both money and a vital industrial metal. It has been so for a very long time. The monetary component may be lost on the consciousness of current generations in the USA, but it is not in many nations. Demonetization took decades to fade it from frontal lobes. Technically, 1787 is the next upper boundary target for the white metal. We did not hit our profit target of 1738. 1653 is the bottom of the range for bulls. Failure here sends us back to the lows. The silver cod is lopsided as well, but then JP Morgan has been repeatedly charged with rigging large trader data, meaning it has made adjustments to the data of producer merchant processor as well as swap data for silver. And it does not end there. JPM was accused and charged with the exact same scheme in the energy complex. Cot report trustworthiness? 0. Whom and what are we to trust? No one. The VIX? It's become a completely manipulated waste in pricing risk. A patently fake CPI to protect the long end of the bond curve. Pension funds chase yield. In order to meet their foolish projections, they continue to buy the long end of the curve. Imagine when the long end is sold. Yes, the Fed absorbed a great deal of it to protect the long end. But plenty of bonds remain. Operation Twist did not absorb them all. The ESF has no other option than to grab its citizens' assets in order to make their masters whole. Cryptocurrencies are merely a ploy to drive investments into controllable and seizable form. We could review buy-sell stops. The algos hunt them up and down. Observing price by volume, another useful tool, and yet it is hunted like the plague. It's math and you can watch it play out live. Exhaustion is where they show their hand. And with silver, that may well be gearing it up. We need to wait and see. The exact same applies to gold, but it is far more technical, and silver is simply a broken commodity since 2011. Will this change? Yes, of course, in time. How long? Probably a while. In my gut and by the numbers, I trust none of this, but playing the game as opposed to being played is our goal. Fortunately, the algos tip their hand every once in a while, and it provides insights into higher probability trades by the numbers, as that is all the program truly knows: bits, bytes, numbers. And when it comes to running them, they are extremely precise while appearing sloppy. It's a perfect pitch every time, swung on and missed, usually. Their game is best played from a position of highest percentage entries, and when those fail, one must be patient to let the series of up-down complete. A number of subscribers are surprised with it reaching the 1710 to 1730 range presented here. I am as well. It looks weak and demand continues to drop globally. India's surge was, as we suggested, just that, ahead of the coming GST slice of cake. For the GST, 5 tiers have been approved: 0%, 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28% for all goods and services. Lovely. Poverty in India is only going to grow much worse. Every effort is being made to destroy the black economy, the tax-free, free market economy on the streets and rural roads of India. The push is on to eliminate money. The second attempt to remove the recently introduced notes is nothing short of criminal intervention in an economy that functions quite well without governance. Governments can't have this. It is not acceptable. There are a number of important clues ahead. We need to permit them to trade and exercise patience, as it is a very dangerous time to speculate. The broad markets are controlled in the extreme, well contained, with Carmageddon a ways off. China will not allow themselves a loss of their buffer, i.e., North Korea. American-occupied South Korea would be overrun, as an attempt by the U.S. to advance on North Korea is an immediate threat to China's borders. Unless, of course, there is a larger game afoot. Circumstance within our arrangements is deplorable for the majority of Americans. Their futures and those unborn consumers are in for an America increasingly in further decline. The debt ceiling will simply continue to be increased, not without the attendant dramas. You may have noticed a more aggressive tone. Indeed, things have changed and come alive once again. Have a great day.